welcome to the Utah Puck Report. It's me, your friend Jay Stevens. Glad to be here. Really special guest. Been trying to get him on the show for basically 2 years now. Maveric Lamoureux. Mav, thanks for being on the show.
Yeah, no problems. Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, you know, I remember watching you in World Juniors, but before we get to that, I want to go back and talk about like you growing up and can you tell us like your first memory? You're from Laval,
Mhm.
in Quebec. What was your first memory of growing up playing hockey? What do you remember about your first hockey memory?
Um, Good one. I actually didn't think about that one for a little while now. I'd probably say the usual when you're a kid, you go to the rink on a Saturday at like 6 in the morning. I say that's where I started playing hockey because of my dad. And I would always go to the rink with him at those early Saturday morning. So I'd say that's my first hockey memory, and that would be with him.
Did you get to watch your dad play hockey? I know he played juniors. Did he play past juniors or just men's league?
No, he played like in the senior league back in Quebec a bit. Then he played the college there in Montreal. But that's pretty much it. So no, I never got the chance to see him play. Sadly.
um, as you're growing up, who's your favorite player? Who do you think you kind of patterned your game after?
Yeah, I'd say, well, two different questions. His favorite player was PK Subban when he was in Montreal.
Oh,
Was big fan of him when he was there. Who I'm trying to model my game after, I'd say a guy like Colton Parayko from the Blues. Someone I really like watching, someone I try to play the same game as him every day when I can. He's such a good player, such a good defenseman, so it's definitely someone I'm trying to model my game after.
yeah. Well, yeah, those are two great defensemen to try to model your game after.
Yeah.
Did you always want to be a defenseman? I mean, like Chris Chelios is famously quoted as saying, "There's no glory in defense." And
Yeah, no, I don't know, I just started playing defenseman my whole like from the when I started playing, and I just never switched after. And I always liked it. Always played the defense. And it just stayed that way. Never thought about playing offense. Of course, it would be fun sometimes. I'd maybe score a bit more goals, but it's fine. I'm where I am now playing defense, so I'm glad I chose that.
yeah, no, you're awesome at it. Tell us about your experience with World Juniors. It kind of really jumped into everybody's view right then, right? Like you had an amazing World Juniors. Was that in
Mhm.
24 with Team
I think that was
Canada?
2023.
Okay. Um, Tell us a little bit about like what it was like for you to get named to Team Canada, and what is your favorite memory from that experience?
Yeah, that was definitely special. Like I was just watching the one that just ended. Uh, Sad that Canada didn't get the chance to win again this year.
At least they got a
Um,
medal.
Yeah, it's better than the last 2 years. But it's just so special to represent your country. So special to wear that jersey. Um, and definitely that was the first time wearing it. And then at this stage is like a tournament I've been watching my whole life. Um, give me a second.
That's fine. Don't worry about that. Don't worry.
This guy's just cutting their sticks around here.
That's all right. I hopefully I got enough
uh,
filters.
yeah, no, but no, that was great. That was a great tournament, a great marine, and I was actually there with Owen Allard during that tournament, and he plays here, and he's my roommate here in Tucson. So we've been talking about it, how special it was, and how great of a tournament that was for us. So definitely, we had some good memories going there in Sweden in 2023.
Yeah, that was amazing. You guys were awesome. Actually, and Owen's I talk about Owen all the time on this show because I've watched him play a lot.
Really?
He's one of my guys that I think will make this roster here in Utah sooner rather than later.
Yeah,
So
well, he's so great, and he's so like he brings a different aspect to the game. He's so quick. He works so hard. So he's definitely gonna be a really good one day for Utah.
yeah, I think he's got that X factor. So talk to me. Like the whole thing goes through. You're drafted by the Coyotes, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna end up in Arizona. And then you see all the drama, and you're like,
Mhm.
Arizona might not be Arizona anymore. It's Utah. Had you? What was your thought process through that? Did you think about that at all, and how that was going to affect your life?
Not really. As a player, especially I wasn't even playing there, so I'm like, hey, it is what it is. I didn't have any houses, anything in Arizona, like in Scottsdale. So I was like, hey, this is it's not really my problem. It was a bigger problem, I think, for the players that were already on the team. I was just there going with the flow, and I'll be like, all right, I'll play wherever I am. But I think for hockey, Utah is definitely the better option, and it's not even a question. It is so good to play there. The fans are loving it. The fans are supporting the team so much. So I think that was the best decision to do for everyone.
Yeah, what was your first experience like here in Utah? Like coming in and
Yeah.
landing here for Dev Camp and looking at all
Uh,
that. What was going through your
yeah.
head?
Well, Def Camp, we were actually in Park City. We were at the kind of hotel up there. I forgot the name.
It's just
So it
Hotel
was
Park City.
beautiful. Yeah, okay, I guess that's the one then. And it was just beautiful, like the mountains. We went for a couple hikes. We saw like, all the Olympics installation up there. And then we went down to Salt Lake City. And then when I played there last year, just like all the support from the fans and everyone was like buying in, and everyone just loved it. Everyone was going all out and like even more, and the fans like loved the team from the get go. So it's definitely special when you see that from a new city, from new fans. But as a player, it just motivates you to want to play there and like want to work hard for the fans and everyone supporting you.
Yeah, it's been amazing. So then you get in, you get to play, and then against Calgary, you get your first goal.
Yeah.
What was that like? Were your parents in the stands by chance, or were they watching on TV?
No, not that game. They were there for my first game in Utah and my second game in LA. So that was against Colorado and LA, of course. And then after they went back home. So they were not there, but they sure did watch that game. Um, I said a couple times, but like I felt like that goal went in like slowly. I felt like it went in slow motion. It was just like going in like really, really slow, and I just like, oh, like what just happened here? But no, that was such a special moment, especially just a couple days. I think it was 6 days after making my debut, scoring that quick. I was like, wow, like this is a lot happening right now. Like this is really like happening. So that was a good moment. That was really special.
Yeah, and I just watched the goal before we got on air, and it definitely wasn't moving slow. But I get what you're saying. You kind of get in that zone, and things you get to see stuff a little bit more. You're known for your smile.
Hmm.
You're a fan favorite because you're always smiling.
Yeah.
But I watched your fight the other day, and then you tried to get back on the ice
Yeah.
after,
Well,
but
it's
you're
not really.
smiling the
It's
whole
not.
time.
That's not really what happened. That when I wanted to go back on the ice, that was the game before, and he challenged me. So the next game after, it was the game after that I fought him. It wasn't the same day. Um, they changed the scenario a bit here. It looks good that way. The fact that I want to go back on the ice to fight him again, but it's not what happened. I fought him the game after.
Yeah, but so him just challenging you that got y'all fired up to try to get back on the ice. Was that so that was post game?
Yeah, that was at the end of the game. It was like we won that game 5-2, and there was a little scrum at the end, so we all got kicked out. And it was like our biggest crowd of the year, so and everyone was loving it, so everyone was like screaming really loud. So I was just all right. I was just in the moment, so I fired up the crowd even more. And I was looking at their bench, and then after that guy, like number two was Ottenbright, like he was an happy, so he came off the bench and he challenged me. So I was like, all right, we're gonna go tomorrow. So that's what happened.
Very cool. Have you had many fights through juniors or through your life?
Not in juniors because they banned fighting in juniors back home. So
Oh,
I only fought once last year. What I think I had 4 fights last year. So I'm not the biggest fighter. I'm not. It's not part of my game. Well, it is part of my game. I'm not gonna do it every game. But when I have to, when it's gonna be to defend my teammate, or when the other team, one of the players does something like stupid or dangerous to my teammate, that's when I'm gonna step in and protect them.
right. And that's one of the things a lot of fans don't understand. There is a place for fighting, but we also have
It's
other
not
people that can handle it.
exactly, and it's not part of my game, and it will never only be that. But I sure know how to hold my ground, and if I have to defend or protect the teammate, I won't even think about it, and I'll just do it. That's for sure.
Yeah. I was talking to Kyler Yamamoto a couple weeks ago, and I asked him, I'm like, in your entire life, tell me when the most fun you've had playing hockey. And he said, honestly, last year in Tucson
Yeah.
was fun. He's like, I really enjoyed that team. I really enjoyed the environment. environment,
Mhm.
and it helped me grow and learn. Has that been your experience there in Tucson?
He was Yamo last year was all time. He was such a great teammate, such a great player, such a good person. So we miss him here this year. But I'm really glad he's up there with Utah, and because he really deserves it, because he's such a special player. Um, but I'd say like last year was my rookie year, my first year. I was a bit shy. I was a bit sometimes more in my zone, not trying to do too much or get too much, take too much space. But this year, I definitely we got such a good group. We got a young group of guys. Everyone's really tight. It feels like I'm playing junior again, because we get such a tight group here. So I am having a lot of fun, yeah, because really have a special group here in Tucson.
That's awesome. I love hearing it. I've got a couple things. I opened it up for some of the listeners to ask you a couple
Mhm.
questions. And first off, I'm supposed to tell you happy birthday, or your birthday's coming up in a few days.
Yeah, it's this Tuesday, next Tuesday. So
And how
that's
old
my
will you
birthday.
be?
22.
Amazing, amazing.
Yeah.
Now, also, did you get any Legos for Christmas?
No, no, I didn't. Sadly, it didn't this year. Last year I was pretty bored. Sometimes in Utah when I had my injury, so I just went and bought a big Lego. Bertuzzo was chirping me a bit about it. He was like, "What is happening to the kids nowadays?" but uh, but no, I didn't get any Legos. If I get the itch again, I might just go and buy one and just have fun building it again. But more into guitar now, so I started playing guitar a bit. So that's gonna be my go-to for the moment.
Oh, that's now you just opened up a whole other can. I also play guitar. So, what guitar did you go get?
I bought it's a Yamaha. I bought an acoustic guitar. We have he's not here now. He's in the East Coast, but Dylan Wells,
Oh yeah, I
his
know
dad was
Dylan.
a yeah, his dad was a big musician his whole life, and he started playing guitar now 4 years ago, Dylan. And last year he was teaching me and McCartney a bit here, and I just loved it. It was great. It was really fun. I think is just clearing my mind, making me calm and just not thinking about anything and just playing. So I went and bought one actually the other day. So I'll start that again.
Nice. What song are you working on?
We what was it? It was by I forgot. There's more country songs. One was with Sam Barber. The other one was uh, God, I forgot
It's
the other
okay.
one. So he's the one like he's not here now, but like if I got any tips, I'm just texting him and he gives me a bunch of stuff. I just gotta learn how to read all the notes and all of that because it feels like a different language for me. It feels
Oh
so
yeah.
weird. So I'm just trying to go there, but like it's definitely easier like when he was showing me what to do exactly because
Yep.
he really knows this stuff. But no, I'll work through it and I'll get there eventually.
What's your go-to music for getting you in the mood for some hockey? What do you got going? What's your
Like a bit
playlist?
of everything, but I'd say mostly house music. Really like house music for right now, especially for like a pregame. Um, I'd say that's yeah, I'd say that's gonna be my go-to for now. It's been my go-to for like the past 2 years, pretty much. I'd say, yeah,
Awesome, awesome.
yeah,
All right, man. Well, I know our time's up. I know you got some prep to do. You're hosting Minnesota,
yeah,
or you're hosting the Iowa Wild this weekend.
yep,
Um, I want to wish you and the Roadrunners the best of luck, and thanks for being on the show.
yep,
And mostly, I can't wait to see you up here again.
yeah. I can't wait to be back. Thank you, Jay.
All right, Mav. And that is the
See
Utah
ya.
Puck Report.